with my friend Ron. It was a cool, sunny, clear December day. You could see Catalina Island, you could smell the ocean air, and I was enjoying my tasty and tender short rib. Now Ron and I have a lot in common. We're both retired, we're about the same age, we're both tall, we're both good looking. Okay, he's good looking. And during our conversation, he said to me, "Walt, what do you tell people you do?" I'm thinking, "Ron, what do you mean?" He goes, "Well, it's my wife. Whenever she goes to a party, people ask her, 'What does your husband do?' And she doesn't know how to answer. She doesn't know to say if I'm retired, or if I'm a business consultant, or a writer. I don't know how to answer her either. What do you tell people that you do?" I said, "I don't know, I never thought about it." So I thought about it, and if I say I'm retired, you're picturing me sitting around the house in my underwear, watching TV, and I don't drink beer. But I host an internet radio show, I'm just finishing up writing a book, I blog 3 times a week, I do improv classes, so I keep busy. But that's a long answer to a short question. And we have this habit of trying to label people by what they do, to try and put people into a box. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, labeling people like that can be dangerous because you don't know what they are. But even more dangerous are labels that we put on ourselves. They usually start out, "I can't." I'm going to ask you to think for a few seconds after I ask you this fill-in-the-blank question, and you may have more than one answer. So please help me out, think the answer to this fill-in-the-blank question. I can't blank. If you're like me several years ago, it would have been, I can't draw, I can't dance, I can't sing, I can't speak. And there was a longer list. You have some of those probably, and you probably have some others. Imagine though, a toddler, a child, learning to walk. What would the world be like if the first time they got up to walk and fell down, they said, "I can't," and then they didn't do it? I wouldn't be standing up here. I'd be down on all fours talking. And our shoes would look different, and we'd probably be wearing shoes on our knees. Things would be different. But most of us don't remember what it felt like to learn how to walk. But maybe you can remember the feeling you had when you learned to ride a bicycle. If you learned to ride a bicycle and can ride a bike, raise your hand. Okay, most people in the room. And you may not know the specifics of what happened that day you first learned to ride a bike, but I bet you remember the feeling. How you went from being afraid to feeling that sense of accomplishment as you went down the sidewalk or the street all in your own power. That's an amazing feeling. But as we get older, we tell ourselves, "I can't," and we don't accept the challenges. And then we don't feel the exhilaration that we get when we conquer that fear. Most people in the room are probably Toastmasters. I figure that's a safe bet. And you probably joined to conquer your fear of public speaking. And I say to you, bravo. But I see that you're out there and I'm up here. Did you compete in your club speech contest? Or did you say, "Well, I can't. I could never do that. What are you not doing because of that? Now, I'm guilty of it. My first year and a half in Toastmasters, I gave only 6 speeches. I'm not proud, I'm just confessing to being a worst offender. However, 5 years ago, in February of 2008, I decided, after talking to some mentors, that I would compete in every speech contest. I also tried some other things, and that enabled me to compete in speech contests. I've done stand-up comedy. I've performed in improv shows. I performed in a sketch comedy show. I host a weekly internet radio show. All because I chose to not say I can't, but to try and do something and fail, fall down, get up, and have success. What if you didn't say, I can't? What if you said yes to opportunities and figured out how to do it later? In 5 years, if I come up to you and say, what do you do? Would you say, I'm a poet, I'm a dancer, I'm a mentor, I'm a teacher, I'm a speaker? What if? Mr. Toastmaster.